So what's most important for you in an acquisition?
For us in acquisition, our main focus is profitable. It's got to be profitable in the last sort of 12 months. We have to look at opportunities. So a lot of things we buy opportunity based. So we can see some holes in the business that we feel as a team we can plug. That could be, if I just focus on e-commerce in particular, that could be things like conversion, average order value, ROAS, etc., etc. So we look for opportunities in the business. In particular, where we come from e-commerce is the fact that why we do TTM is because we look for the trailing 12 months, we look for opportunity in business, we can see where the current owner has taken it and probably done a very, very good job, making nice profits. Our job is to see where we can improve that one. So it could be conversion, it could be looking at the advertising, it could be lack of social media, could be UCG, influencer marketing. We try and spot those opportunities that we can say, okay, great business, solid foundations. Now our team needs to go in there and accelerate that.
So here's an interesting question. I think this is very interesting for e-com and all acquisitions in general. How do you deal with owners that want more for their company than you are willing to pay?
It's a good question. You won't always win. It's a case of, you've got to put across the reasons, come to some sort of, build that relationship with them, help them understand why that's your model, explain to them why the 3-4 times model does work for some, but not for others. Again, I'm not saying you will always buy it for 1 times. Our model, if it's anything more than 1, we'll look for some sort of leverage or earn out or some sort of seller note within that deal. And it's mainly trying to help the business owner understand where you're coming from, how to get a quick sale. Again, we tend to buy a lot. When we do 1 time, we tend to pay all in cash. So again, it's sort of saying to the owner, you might get a bit bigger value, but you might be waiting 3 or 4 years for the full amount. Why not take the money now, reinvest it, do what you want of it, and get a quick sale? Most of our, we tend to open and close the deal within probably 2 months maximum. By the time we start, maybe 2 to 3 months max at the end of the day. So we're very quick in, very quick out. It allows the owner to sell the business quickly. Equally as important, it allows us to transfer the business quickly so we can maintain that momentum.
So then that leads me to this question. How do you typically structure the deals?
So most of our structure, if it's 1-time deal, it tends to be 99% cash up front. So again, we lock in the owner for a period of time. So let's say it's 100,000 cash dollars as an example. We'd probably give up to 80% maximum on day 1, but then we'll withhold 20% for a period of at least 30 to 60 days while we do the handover. Once you have the full handover of the site and we've got all our questions answered, then we would release the rest of the payment. Anything above 1, we tend to try, doesn't always work, I'll be very honest. The rest of it's then on a seller note. So say it's 200,000, we might say, okay, we'll pay you 100,000 up front. The rest might be over a period of 12 months, paid quarterly, for instance. So it depends. It depends on the owner, depends on the deal, depends on where we can see the cash flows. But essentially, that's our box, as they say.
And can you help the listeners understand the difference between an earnout and seller financing?
Yes, so obviously seller financing is essentially we own the company, we take the profits from the company and essentially pay that back to the owner over a period of time. An earnout is basically if the company hits certain targets that you agree with the seller. If it hits those targets, then you'll pay out whatever the agreement might be with the owner. So very similar, just slight intricacies between the two at the end of the day.